它这个油态它不能靠。
哎呦，连那个工厂都油漆的那么漂亮。那好像是个 refinery 还是发电厂？
哪边？哦，这里。
哦，포도잖아요. 알아듣기.
La Isla Bonita. Yeah, as you have on board of your nice ship a captain. So we have a captain here. It has a diameter of around 1 kilometer, 1,000 meters. And it is a hydro crater, what means lava 6 square kilometers. We have 85 of them. Imagine these high hills of titanium with brilliant meters. It's a big mountain. Bonanza, not always. Now, the last 25 years, there's bonanza again. I hope this will go on with grapes that they hang a little bit over the ground, so they have the heat from the sun and the heat from the ground that get very sweet. The ship came a little bit late, so I won't promise to you that we have the possibility after our hike to go into a typical Canarian bar here. And it's still very famous, and if we come to Los Canarios after our hike, sun, beach, party, but they are wrong. If you come to La-Palma, the only thing you can do is enjoy nature, hiking, parachute, mountain bike, more than 4 million every year. So you can imagine. The same in Gran Canaria, and the biggest rings there in the northeast, and Los Tiles, Marcos and Corderos. And if I tell you a lot of water, imagine there is springs cold. Yeah, I heard now to arrive around 2 o'clock. Years old. So-called Lauri Silva. It's just
The Canary Islands, in common with all of the oceanic volcanic islands on Earth, arose from the gradual accumulation of lava from countless eruptions on the seabed. As a result of this incessant activity over millions of years, the underwater volcano finally emerges from the sea and becomes an island, such as La-Palma, at the westernmost edge of the Canarian archipelago. The island of La-Palma is volcanically the most active of all the Canary Islands. It is the most recent manifestation of the flow of magma, which has over the eons given rise to the entire Canarian group, and which is at present just beneath La-Palma. The island of La-Palma consists of 2 great volcanic edifices. The Taburiente volcano in the north has now been inactive for 500,000 years. Geologically extinct, erosion has created deep ravines or barrancos on its slopes. And the spectacular Taburiente caldera, mentioned by Leopold von Buch in 1825. The other volcano possesses a series of vents arranged in a chain known as Cumbre Vieja. This volcano, which in geological terms is very young and growing extraordinarily fast, is one of the most active on Earth. This is the location of the majority of the volcanic eruptions that have taken place over the last 500 years, since the Canary Islands emerged from prehistory. 2 of these eruptions have occurred in the immediate vicinity of the village of Fuencaliente. The first was in 1677. Eyewitnesses of the time have left us their accounts. The first signs of the eruption were tremors of the earth, which commenced on Saturday, the 13th day of November, of this year of our Lord, 1677, which were felt with the greatest vehemence in the district of Fuencaliente, so called as it is the location of the Fuente Santa, or Holy Spring, whose waters, whether imbibed or used for bathing, are of marvellous healthful effect, and which come forth hot from the ground, thus giving rise to the name of Fuencaliente, or hot spring. Beneath the surface of the earth, a great noise was heard, and vents were discovered, from which issued a stench of sulphur and hot air. On the same day before the setting of the sun, a vent opened high on the mountainside, together with a further 17 around her lower slopes, from which came forth a viscous fluid, which came together and formed a river of fire, which made straight ways down to the sea. Eventually the eruption reached the Holy Spring. The main concern of the villagers was that the spring should not be harmed, in view of the benefits it brought to them. However, it was buried under the lava, and nowadays only its memory remains, perpetuated in the name of Fuencaliente. The historical accounts tell us no more, although the eruption continued until the 21st of January of the following year. In 1971, the phenomenon was repeated with the eruption of the Teneguía volcano, the most recent anywhere in the Canary Islands. From the 26th of October to the 18th of November 1971, this fascinating spectacle of breathtaking pyrotechnics was visible, accompanied by thunderous rumblings and explosions. But the volcanoes do not cease at the point of Fuencaliente. Volcanic activity continues beneath the sea, where numerous underwater volcanoes are building up the base of the island in a southerly direction. La-Palma's volcanoes do not erupt explosively and do not represent a significant risk to the local population or overseas visitors. The eruptions of the Cumbre Vieja volcano have never caused any loss of human life. For well over 1,000 years, the mountainsides have been inhabited by both the pre-Hispanic natives and the modern population, living in perfect harmony with the volcano. The volcanoes are not enemies. It is to them that the island itself owes its very existence. Its spectacular landscapes are the basis of the local economy, and its fertile soil. Fields have been laboriously created on the lava, such as this flow from 1971, which is now a productive banana plantation. The people of Fuencaliente have had the wisdom to both live with and draw benefit from this fascinating natural setting. To talk of Fuencaliente is to talk of Manzu wine. The island of La-Palma contributes a number of individual features to the variety of Canarian wines. The vines are cultivated from sea level up to an altitude of 1,000 meters, always near to the edge of the precipice and often on apparently impossibly steep mountainsides. The vines grow along the ground, the branches reaching a length of up to 8 meters. The total absence of surface water due to the absorptive capacity of the volcanic soil makes this style of cultivation, known as rastrero, possible. There are a number of wineries with a capacity of greater than 1.5 million litres, which have been operating for over half a century. The most important village in the area and the administrative centre of the municipal district is Los Canarios, on the main road around the island. The village is both modern and tranquil.
Because there's not that much rainfall, you don't have that much rain, and well, this is very windy and maybe plus the material, I guess. So inside you can see the trees are doing pretty well. When you see the trees outside here, I mean, they really have a hard time because of the wind. Even with the strong wind, it's not windy at all. I was